Hey, I'm Tom,
I'm Ming.
and we're Speedcubers.
That means that we can solve problems really fast
But now we're turning our attention to some of the world's biggest problems
with solutions that you never saw coming.
because we are
The Solve Guys.
Please don't do that again.
It's a brand new mixer. This is a brand new podcast.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. And we are off to a huge start. It's going to be a banger of an episode.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that.
I think we're on a roll already.
Oh, Tom.
I think we're going to wipe the floor with this episode.
He's starting already. So you may have noticed that we've got toilet papers. If you're watching this, we've got toilet papers here on our podcasting desk. And that's because the problem we're going to solve today is toilet paper. Not how
That's
to
a problem?
not how to use toilet paper, but the fact.
Do you need help?
No,
We can
I
talk
really
about this off air if you.
Yeah, let's please
Yeah.
do that. The fact that every single year, 42 million tons of toilet paper is used.
That's what, just
No,
from
no,
me
no,
alone?
not just you.
In the
There's-
world.
in the whole
Okay,
world.
Sorry.
It's an amount of toilet paper that can apparently cover the area of France 3 times,
France.
like three ply. France.
I think we need to cover France and toilet paper.
That would actually be incredible. It's a lot. It's a
a
lot
lot.
of wood. It's got a huge environmental impacts.
Yeah.
Also, it's something that's just near and dear to all of us.
Yeah.
Literally. It affects everyone.
Yeah, it's very near to us and a relevant problem for us to solve.
So
Yeah.
we're going to solve that today. Tom's prepared a solution
Yeah.
that I don't entirely know about. I've prepared my own solution. So we're going to present that. And then at the end, we're going to see whose is better.
Yeah. Which version you want to adapt, change your lifestyle, frankly.
I think we actually will change some lives today.
Yeah.
I just had that feeling. Yeah. Hey, if you don't
Has to
actually
be
know
done.
who we are, we actually are legit. When we say we can solve cubes, we actually can. So Tom over here, he's pretty nifty on the old 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Tom,
I've solved it a few times. Yeah.
he can. It's not like he can solve it in 4 or 5 minutes. He solves a cube on average in under 10 seconds. It's actually crazy.
One of these bad boys.
It's legit.
But you're not too far behind yourself.
Oh,
Ming's picked up cubing later in life, and you're catching up.
I'm not that old, but okay. Maybe adjusted for age.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So I average maybe like 13, 14
Yeah.
seconds.
Which is still very fast.
It's respectable.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially for your age.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm getting a point. Hey, do you think we should just do a really quick head-to-head right now?
yeah, let's show the audience, that we're not bluffing. We can solve these things.
What would happen if I beat you right now?
if you beat me right now?
You'd be put in place.
I'll leave the podcast.
What if I wipe the floor with you?
I'll mummify myself in the toilet paper for the rest of the episode if you beat me.
real quick.
That's how confident I am right now.
I'm taking a cubing mat out to use because that increases my performance with the
Who
name
made this?
of this episode's sponsor, dailypuzzles.com.au. They've provided these cubes actually that we're using right here, and more on them later.
And the toilet paper, no.
No, they actually,
Sorry, that was not Daily Puzzles toilet
Daily
paper.
Puzzles branded toilet paper might actually be where they need to go next. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to charge them for that idea. That's completely free of charge. Okay, are you ready?
I think
2 scrambled cubes.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. So this is looking
For the audio listeners,
great. This is looking
it's a
really
blur
good.
of colors. Oh, my fingers are so cold, but there we go.
Yep. He's beaten me. But the thing is, I cannot think of an excuse.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean, I've solved it now.
I'll let you try again next episode.
Thanks. Still, we both solved the cubes, and I think that at least proves that we are the solve guys.
That's one
Right.
thing we can solve for sure.
I didn't say like, super speed solve guys.
No.
It's just we are the solve guys.
We're not the speed guys.
That's right. We're the solve guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hey, let's get into some toilet paper.
Let's get into some
So-
toilet paper. Yeah.
Now, like you asked at the start, some people might be wondering, like, why is this even important to solve? And I gave a bit of an idea before of just the extent to which toilet paper is used. The thing, though, is that toilet paper it's a one use. I mean, it should just be a one use item that just goes down
The
the
way
toilet,
I use it, yeah.
or that goes into the bin, and yeah, it's actually pretty insane.
Yep.
Apparently, it's not just wood that it uses. And so I found out that from Tree Hugger, a reputable source, that a single roll of
Sounds
toilet
reputable.
paper not only uses 0.7 kilograms of wood, that's quite a bit. It
A single roll, almost a
I know,
kilogram?
single roll. What surprised me is that it actually uses up, in the full manufacturing process, 140 liters of water. A single roll.
That doesn't sound right, but it is. Tree hugger says so.
It makes sense when you think about how much, like, you know,
To grow the tree.
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, in the like bleaching process.
Yeah.
It uses up a lot of resources. I found something out actually that you don't actually know. So, little quiz question for you. Per person per year, which country comes out number one in terms of how much toilet paper they use? The whole world. Which country uses the most toilet paper?
I would guess the USA.
That feels a little bit anti-US to say, but you are right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
The US uses per person apparently 141 rolls. 141 rolls per person per year.
that's almost one every few days, couple of days.
I know.
That's insane.
That's a lot. Now, Australia, where we're from,
yeah.
unfortunately, doesn't come out too great either. Australia's number 5 on the list, and Australians apparently use 88 rolls a year.
Wow, 88.
88. It's a number that Uncle Tingman would like. Just a little Easter egg for the 88.
Then that's real. That's a stat.
It's a lot. It's a lot of
That is a
toilet
lot,
paper.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Something else that's unusual is that apparently men and women use toilet paper differently. We won't go into the details, but men use more toilet paper than women do.
Right.
It's surprising.
Yeah.
Again, don't want to go into the mechanics, but it's surprising. Men use on average 8.11 sheets per visit.
Per visit, right.
And women use 6.31 sheets.
That's efficient.
Yeah.
That's impressive numbers.
It is efficient, yeah.
Keep it up. But when it comes to wet flushable wipes, men and women use the same amount.
Yeah. I personally
Interesting.
don't really use wet flushable wipes. I don't know if that's an Australian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Is it
think
an
we use it
Australian
as much.
thing?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I think it's like a civilized thing, so I wouldn't expect
okay.
you to understand.
Thank you.
But
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
We'll get more into that later.
I think it's worth saying too that toilet paper, as much as maybe we're used to it like in the Western world, it's actually only used by like 25% of the entire world.
Yeah,
So
right.
3/4 of the human population does not have access to toilet paper. And often it's a cost thing or just access. So it's a fairly privileged thing, I suppose,
Yeah.
just to have,
First world.
that type
item.
of sanitation. But still, 25% of the world using that much toilet paper every year. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So a final thing, just to really bring it home, it equates every year to 712 million trees and a total of 78 million tons of oil that gets used just in the process of creating that much toilet paper. It is a huge, huge issue.
That's
So
a lot. Yeah.
We're going to solve it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we will.
Let's do it.
And we have to solve it because you can't go to the toilet and not clean yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could,
You could, but it's
it's.
a kind of a necessity. Yeah.
I see what you did there. Hey, do you want to give us your solution first?
Yeah.
I'm apparently it comes with a bit of a story.
Yeah. So this issue is obviously near and dear to my heart. I've been wiping probably as long as I can remember. Since I was a kid, probably.
No, you haven't. No one wipes themselves when they're a baby.
Yeah, pretty much straight out of the womb.
Yeah.
Paper in hand. I was like covered in, fluids, as we all are. And I was like
potty,
Mom,
he was potty trained from birth.
I was like, Mom, I got this. The doctors were trying to clean me. I grabbed the toilet paper, wiped it off
you missed the
myself.
spot. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He doesn't need nappies or diapers or anything. Like Tom was just self-cleaning from day one. Yeah. Okay.
I actually fixed the toilet as a toddler as well.
Okay, that's good. That's
Born
good.
to be a plumber. But no, last month, as Ming knows, I actually went to Japan for 3 weeks. And, I feel like that has kind of given me a new perspective.
3 weeks in Japan would do that. Yeah.
That's a lot of time to wipe,
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah.
And get a good feel of their culture, their traditions.
Is it actually as different as I imagined it is?
I found it very interesting how like in some ways it's high tech and in some ways it's just way behind as well.
Okay.
Like they still use DVDs, CDs.
Uh-huh.
But then also every toilet pretty much has heating, a bidet. Some of them have automatic lids.
Wait,
as
are
well.
you talking like public toilets?
Yeah.
Public toilets with automatic lids and heating?
But then in the next public toilet you go to, it will be a squat toilet. So
like
that's what I mean.
Hole,
it's like
hole in the ground. Yeah, wow.
There's a big
just a variety. Yeah.
Yeah, big variety of like modern versus old style
Wow.
things there. But
Now, as a run-of-the-mill like Australian guy, I cannot even imagine what a heated like toilet seat is like, or an automatic lid. I think stuff that I see on like Instagram or something. Like,
yeah, I think they're starting to pop up sometimes in Australia.
Yeah.
In maybe rich houses, but no, it's very common over there, and it was quite enjoyable. I feel like it's a luxury that I've missed out on since coming home.
So what's your proposed solution then?
So my proposal is, look, coming back, I'm a changed man. I've been converted. So I'm sorry to all you filthy, environment hating, paper using barbarians, frankly.
We went there a lot quicker than I thought we would.
Sorry, no, I love everyone watching, but
just insulting the audience from episode 1. Yep.
But bidets are the way to go.
You're going to have to tell me more about that. I like to confess, I saw this when I was researching bidet.
Yeah.
And initially I was just like, oh yeah, a bidet.
A bidet? What is a bidet?
What's a bidet? Do you want to tell us more about what a bidet is? I'm guessing it's a French name.
Sounds a bit French, yeah. Well, I don't know how to put it in nice terms. You can Google it for yourself.
You'll find a way.
But essentially,
I'm sure.
Instead of
toilet paper,
wiping with toilet paper, look, it's a service. It's a helping hand where you need it, and it's honestly,
it squirts water.
Yeah, it squirts water in the zone where you need water squirted.
Oh my gosh!
Initially, and I'm sure to a lot of people that sounds kind of intrusive.
Yep.
A little bit. Yeah, it's different than we're used to.
It really is for someone like me. I've never used one before. Yeah. It is, the thought of that is insane.
Look, you just have to drop your walls down, be open to letting in a little bit of help. You know, I know you like to.
I like control.
Control, yeah. You know, and having that.
I like to be the one knowing like how much is being wiped,
and that's perfectly fair enough, and that's why you can control that with a bidet as well.
Actually,
yeah.
Wait, what do you mean, like the water pressure? Or like
exactly. So depending on the level of washlet, I believe it's called in Japan. There's different controls you've got. You can choose the water pressure.
Yeah.
Some of them are even the water temperature, I believe.
My gosh.
So yeah, there is male cleaning and female cleaning options depending on the angle and angle of attack really that you want.
So is this like an extra, I don't know, like a structure that just gets added onto the toilet, or is it something completely separate?
So yeah, that kind of brings me to my next point. So over there, these washlet toilets are built in with all of this, right? They're manufactured from the beginning to have bidets because that's the culture there. But over here, I haven't seen too many. However, there is, I guess, mount-on attached bidets.
Oh, yes,
you can buy here
I've seen those.
Which I have in this house.
Upgraded toilet. You've got one.
Yeah, there is one in the bathroom here if you'd like to
well,
have a go after the show.
Let's talk about that later.
But no, so it's actually more cost effective and easy to do even in Australia than you might think.
Well, I mean, here's a stat that I came across and I don't know if I can even. Okay, I'll just read it. Apparently, the amount of water that it takes to produce one toilet roll can give you 296 bidet users.
That's what I'm saying.
That can't be right.
That's what I'm saying.
Like nearly 300 users of the bidet.
But what did we say? 140 liters of water is used?
Yeah, like per.
Think about how many squirts that is, Ming, for a second. That's a lot of squirts.
There's just something about the word squirt that's just making me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. It's like it's a completely safe word. But squirt.
Yeah. Squirtle.
A
Pokemon.
Squirtle. Oh, yeah. A squirtle is also what you call a small bidet use. It's just, or a squirtlet.
Squirtlet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you can't argue with the stats.
No, it may seem more expensive, but at that point, if you're getting all of these uses, you're not buying a new roll of toilet paper or using one, every couple of days like Americans. So I think in the long run, it becomes more energy efficient, more cost effective, more environmentally friendly.
It's crazy.
Which all the stats that I saw online also backed that up.
Now, people might be saying like, oh, there's the cost because it costs money to buy a bidet to install. These are some of the stats which I found as well.
It's an investment.
That's exactly right. So apparently, the average like classic bidet will cost like $100 or something.
Yeah.
And according to these stats, in comparison, the average American spends about $120 per year on toilet paper, which means that pays itself off in 1 year.
And I would hope that if you're buying a decently made one, that it would last,
Yeah, that's right.
3 to 5 years,
It'll
maybe.
last several years, more
Hopefully
than that.
more. It depends how rough you are with it.
So not only are you like recovering the cost in 1 year, but you are completely saving. I mean, you're still using water, but you're not using wood. You're not using like oil, all the manufacturing processes that go into creating toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's insane. It just feels to me like a real like try before you buy situation. I honestly cannot fathom what that would feel like or how that would actually get yourself clean. Do you actually feel clean after using a bidet?
It is much more hygienic than toilet paper.
No way.
And I don't want to overshare here, but you have to try it for yourself and look. Seriously, you're thinking while it's happening, you're like, surely this is not working. This can't be doing the same thing as eight squares of toilet paper. But then you test afterwards, you have a look, and you're like, you're a changed man, you're a changed woman, you're a changed human. You realize
you test afterwards and you have a look. I do not want to go into how you do that, but. I mean, so another place I looked at said that one reason why bidets are so effective is because paper is, while it might be good at wiping, it's not a good solvent. Like water is the universal solvent. Like things dissolve in water, things don't dissolve in paper. And so water actually makes so much sense. It makes so much sense to actually clean yourself with water.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate to admit it, but that's actually a really good solution.
It sounds like you're on my team.
It does sound like you're on your team.
Our solution now?
Well, I'm just trying to make you feel, I'm just trying to give you some encouragement in episode 1 because I actually still think that my solution coming up is better.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It is.
That is fair enough.
Like yours is environmental, mine's environmental.
Yeah.
With a capital E.
I have to throw in as well that, there is room for people to use a bidet complementary with wet wipes or toilet paper, either before or after. You can have a combination.
That's true.
And you can be at least reducing your environmental impact with the resources that you're comfortable with, that you're adapted to.
No, that totally makes sense.
So,
and wouldn't you want to use some afterwards, maybe just to like dry yourself off?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope you guys really take this seriously. This is probably the most important thing I've ever spoken on in my life. So
there'll be people who have used bidets their entire life who are listening to this podcast is going like, what are you guys on about? Like you guys don't use bidets? Like,
yeah.
It's actually really normal in many parts of the world.
Definitely, yeah.
But not normal enough. So
exactly.
Yeah, let's normalize it.
Let's bidet.
You heard it first on The Solve, guys. Fixing the world one bidet at a time.
One squirt at a time. Like maybe we could work on that.
Hey, Tom, do you own a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, a few of them actually.
You sure do. But what would you do if you didn't?
I would probably get on my computer right now, Google search engine, whatever search engine, search up dailypuzzles.com.au, who are actually the sponsor of today's episode.
They sure are. Daily Puzzles has hundreds of cubes, from 3x3s to mega minxes to whatever size this is a 7x7.
Exactly. Unique mind-bending puzzles like mirror blocks, cylinder cube,
the yeet ball. They actually
What
have a
is a
puzzle
cylinder
called the
cube?
Yeet Ball. The names are crazy. They've got cubing accessories, like
Timers,
Yep.
mats, much more.
It's so good. Daily Puzzles offers fast international shipping, so wherever you are,
Worldwide.
And in fact, if you live in the US, shipping starts at like $5.
Dozens of puzzles discounted all the time on the
Constantly.
site.
Yep.
Friendly customer service.
Yep.
And if you wanted to get an extra 5% off these already insane prices, what do you think you would do?
I would probably go to the checkout page, and in the part where it says discount code, I would enter Solve Guys.
Solve Guys.
Just Solve Guys. No space. Solve Guys, and there you go. Boom. An
You
extra
heard it.
discount. It's crazy.
Code Solve Guys, 5% off.
It's legit. So once you finish solving the world's problem with us, head over to dailypuzzles.com.au so that you can become a Solve Guy as well.
Yeah.
Just one of
Maybe
us.
we're all Solve Guys.
Maybe the true Solve Guys were the friends we made along the way.
Back to the podcast. All right. I think everyone agrees that my solution is pretty much the be all end
They
all.
kind of
but-
agree that your solution's the best when they haven't heard mine, because
Okay.
mine is actually going to blow their socks off. Speaking of socks, my solution actually began because I Googled what would you use if you don't have toilet paper?
Right.
And all the answers initially had to do with if you're stuck in a public toilet and you don't have toilet paper. And one of the answers, I never thought of this before, is to use your sock as toilet paper. Again, I don't want to delve too much into that because
Yeah.
that's just weirdness there.
Who would do that?
I think the primary suggestion was like just ask, just like yell out in the toilet, just like, hey,
Yeah.
does someone have toilet paper? And just be cool about it.
Mm.
But then it went on to like, what if you were out in the wild, right? What if you are in a bushwalk? You're just like out and walk in nature, or you're camping or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the great outdoors, and you don't have toilet paper, and you had to answer the call of nature. Can nature provide something in return? Turns out nature can.
Really?
Because you need something with a surface area to wipe. You don't have toilet paper, right? You
Yeah.
want to use something that's just going to be naturally biodegradable. Obviously, you're just going to find like a leaf, right? It's just the most natural thing. You're going to find a leaf. Turns
Yeah.
out there's a bit of danger there, because if you pick the wrong leaf, yeah.
Poison ivy,
I mean,
perhaps something. Yeah.
that's
not ideal.
What a way to go. Poison ivy. Yeah. I mean, I just want that on my tombstone. Taken by poison ivy.
He picked the wrong plant.
He picked the wrong leaf.
L wipe.
But even though there, but
But
get it? You know, toilet paper. Anyway,
you do know people were answering the call of nature long before toilet paper was invented.
Yeah, exactly.
This doesn't
So-
sound like anything new, but please.
it is.
enlighten
It is.
us.
So not only are there leaves that you shouldn't use, it turns out there are leaves that are not only will pass like
Yep.
a mid-range average, but they're actually good. So
Is there going to be a tier list coming up?
There are wilderness guides on like which leaves you should use. So I
Top
found
10
obviously
plants
ones.
to wipe.
It was top 5, not
Top
top 5.
five.
You know. I found ones for Australia, which is where we're from. I found some for like North America as well.
Yep.
Those were just like where the guides came from. I'm sure there'll be ones for like other parts of the world as well. But here's my suggestion. You find these plants that are just like, you know, the perfect just perfect leaf toilet paper.
Yep.
And you grow them. So you have your own renewable supply of toilet paper, just in your backyard.
Okay.
You don't look convinced. I don't know if like the audience is convinced yet. So can I show you? Can I describe to you what I'm talking about?
Go for it.
So leaf number 1 that we're talking about. Let's start with Australia. So it's one that's called tree mallow or Levotera arborea, also known as the dunny leaf.
That's a fitting name.
It's actually legit. It's called like the dunny leaf.
Sounds like that has been used before.
It's an Australian word, the dunny, meaning toilet, just in case our listeners are familiar with dunny.
Yeah.
But this is what the dunny leaf looks like. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is what the dunny leaf looks like. It's a nice big leaf. It looks like one you could just pick up and just like wipe. Don't use the purple flower. That's not part of it.
Really?
You probably don't want to use that to wipe.
What about as an air freshener, maybe?
Oh, hey, there you go. So tree
Use the whole
mallow
plant.
is apparently a tall growing, easy care plant, flowers all year long, and it just means that,
Wow.
in fact, if anything, it apparently self-seeds very easily, and so can actually potentially overgrow. What that means is that if you stick one of these in your backyard, you're just going to have this like perennial supply of toilet paper
For the whole street, maybe.
for the whole street even.
You can hook your homies up with some tree mallow dunny
right.
leaves.
And you can look. You laugh at this, but it's such an elegant solution. You can even store them up, so you can like remove a few leaves, right? Pluck a few leaves and just like stack them up, put them in your toilet for the week, and just like use them as a week. Look, it's genius. Now that's not the only one. In Australia, there's another plant that's called get this, the peppermint scented pelargonium. So that's what it looks like. It's got a bit of a, I don't know, triangular shape. It's wide. Can you see like a bit of like a furry edge?
Yeah,
This thing's soft.
furry?
Yeah. But not like, caterpillar scary furry.
Okay,
But
just a nice
it's a soft leaf.
soft ply. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we want toilet paper to be soft. Now, this guy not only is, has got the surface area and all that for like being used as toilet paper, it's also sweet scented. It smells good.
Well, that's great.
It's everything you want.
Well, maybe for you. I'm not 100% sold.
Okay, look, there's more.
Okay.
So these are Australian plants. They both, grow really easily.
They're native.
The
They're not
native plants.
pests.
That's right. The
Yeah.
ones you can just grow in your backyard. I reckon, like closest to the toilet, like the door where the toilet might be nearby, so that if you need to, you just like duck out and just grab it and just run.
Is
back
there
in.
a possibility you could have a pot plant of this in the toilet with you?
Man, that's genius. That is actually. Thank you. That makes my solution even better. I do think though that you
Do they
might
need
possibly
sunlight,
run
maybe?
out. Like you probably need it. It probably does need a lot of sunlight.
Yeah.
It's like a fairly big bush.
It might get root.
But hey, if
Root
you're in
issues there.
America, so this gets called the cowboy toilet paper. Some of my listeners out there might actually know what we're talking about.
Cowboy toilet paper.
Cowboy toilet paper.
That was my nickname
So,
back in the day.
that's great. Look, I'm happy to still call you that. This is a plant that grows over 6 feet tall. It's huge. It's apparently one that like people who are out in the wilderness in America know. I say this as if I know what I'm talking about. I haven't, found this in North America before.
Yeah.
But this is what it looks
Some
like.
guys.
This is, I mean, that is furry. It actually looks like
It looks like ice.
I know.
Looks like a layer of snow over the top. But that's just a plant.
Soft. It is so soft. It's soft as. That's
From
what we might
what's your
say in
source? You've
Australia.
tried this?
I have not tried this, but I have now read multiple testimonials of people who have, and they say it's
Cowboy
incredible.
wipers.
Not only can you use that to like wipe, it apparently makes a really nice tea as well. And there is a final Tom's face.
A nice tea. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, don't make it into a tea after you used
before.
it.
Okay, before.
Very much before.
Right.
And then the final one is called woolly lamb's ear. Look at that.
That does look like a little lamb's ear.
It does.
That's cool.
Don't you want to use that to wipe yourself?
Look, my first thought when I'm using the bathroom is probably not a lamb's ear.
Yeah, no, not like an actual lamb's ear. But if it's that soft, Mary had a little lamb whose ears were soft as toilet paper.
Mary had a little lamb.
And everywhere that Mary
It followed her to the toilet one day.
Okay, no. I was trying to rhyme with paper there, but I wasn't getting anywhere. Anyway, woolly lamb's ear, aka Stachys byzantina. I really should have, looked up the pronunciation before we started.
You're butchering it, yeah.
It's very similar to mullein. It grows nicely like 9 months out of the year in many places in America. It is incredibly soft, fuzzy, and absorbent, and packed with medicinal properties.
Wow.
It can even be used as for wound dressing.
So you can be drinking tea, freshening the air, wiping,
Yeah.
and healing your wounds all at the same time with a combination of these leaves. Yeah.
It is genius. And then when you're done, it can just go into backyard compost. You can bury it somewhere in the backyard because you don't want to flush these down the toilet.
That's an issue.
It wouldn't make sense if it just went into a bin because it's then that's still contributing to landfill, right?
Yeah.
But think about what is the purpose of dung in nature? Animals, do their number twos wherever. And it's just part of the ecosystem, right? It's
but your toilet room is not part of the ecosystem. So what do you propose?
Exactly.
How do people dispose
okay.
and then transport?
All right. It probably needs to go into a bin. It needs to go into a bin in the toilet. And then every day, every few days, it gets emptied into the compost.
Every few days.
Okay, maybe more than every few days. I'm not sure how long you want to maybe put up with the smell, or whether
that's what I'm thinking.
It's a bin that can mitigate the smell in some way.
Is this a bin with a biodegradable bag, like a paper
there
bag,
you go.
maybe?
I didn't even think about that, but yes,
because that's what I'm thinking
the answer
as well.
Now is yes,
because you need some sealant.
Oh yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
a lid on
because
there.
it will smell.
Yeah,
it will smell. But get this, we're starting with natural resources. We're not even processing them. We're just literally just plucking them off the bush.
Yeah,
we're using them to wipe. It then goes back to nature where it can just be a fertilizer, like how it was meant to be. Like that just is nature.
Yeah.
Right? Dung is meant to fertilize the soil. Poo?
Yeah.
Look, we've done really well actually trying not to use fecal matter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As Johnny Depp would say.
We're just using the right words here. It's going back into nature where it belongs. And so QED, mic drop, I found the best solution that does not hurt Earth in any way. And if anything, contributes to Earth. Use leaves that you grow in your backyard for toilet paper. The end, I win.
Well, I won't lie. You have sold me a little bit on those points, and I think that's a good proposal. So, do we leave it up to you guys, to the audience?
Or they're going to comment or
comment
tell us
for
what
and like for Tom.
Actually, it would be really cool if we had some listener suggestions of future problems to solve. So if you're watching this on YouTube, just like drop a comment below. If not, send us an email on at solveguys@tingman.com.au and give us some suggestions.
Yeah.
But can we at least put to rest like what is the solution that we're going for when it comes to toilet paper? Is it using bidets or is it using the leaf system?
Yeah. Is it progressing into the future of technology, or is it taking a step back into our primitive Neanderthal years? I guess that's
okay. It's
hard.
No. You win today.
I win?
It's definitely hands down bidets.
No, you win.
Stop it.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's definitely bidets. If I
it.
had to choose one, it would definitely be yours. It makes so much sense. I'm actually going to look into it for my house.
Yeah?
I legit am going to look into it. I'm not sure what the uptake might be like with the family, but I will at least look into it.
Yeah.
Although, fun fact, you probably shouldn't look into a bidet as it's operating.
Because I would not want to get
although
shot into the eye there.
You could use it to, like, it's clean water, isn't it?
Yeah. Mouthwash. Is that what you're thinking?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't.
No.
I would keep just the bottom half of your body in that region.
Now, fair. Hey, I would like to say, I think we've solved it.
Yeah.
The Solve guys have done it again in their first episode.
Our first episode.
We've done it again.
We're already on a roll. I think I've used that joke already.
Right.
So
you have. We have solved toilet paper. Man, we've got crazy stuff coming up in the weeks to come. We're going to be solving the problem of queues.
Queues, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be solving, we're going to try and solve the 5-day work week. Also, in our next episode, we're going to have a special guest. Should we tease everyone and say who the guest is?
Do we want to, or will it be a surprise?
It's someone.
He's a big name.
He's a big name on YouTube.
Yeah.
He has made videos that have been seen by a lot of different audiences around the world, many of whom probably don't even know he was the creator of those videos.
Yeah, multiple channels.
Yeah, incredible. He's got
different
like 6
niches
channels or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a Cuber.
Yeah.
And so, which means he can solve. He's a solve guy.
And not only that, he's a great mind who is going to
great guy.
100% have an interesting and new way to look at solving cues.
That's right. That's
lines,
exactly right.
Waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us on our inaugural episode, our very first one. That was really exciting.
Debut.
That was good. I have a good feeling. We're going to are going to solve the world's problems.
Yeah. And we want to solve your problems too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So please send us an email.
Yep.
Leave a comment on YouTube and
tell us whether it's small or huge. Just give us some problems that we can solve because, I mean, we are the Solve guys.
And I guess you could say problem solved.
Yeah, nice.